Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? How are you? Welcome to a special broadcast, Real Cuban News. Today, something interesting happened in Cuba. I don't know if you remember the protest in front of the Ministry of Culture that happened a few weeks ago by the San Isidro movement, where a lot of artists actually went to demand freedom of expression and to demand the release of a member of the movimiento because he was unjustly, jailed. Some news made a actually showed it. Some American news, some world news, AP. After a while, today I was looking online to see if they had by chance shown what was happening right now. Um, so far, I mean, the U.S. embassy has said that they're concerned because the after today's protests, the internet was shut down in Cuba, um, especially the internet and the phones of or uh, the cell phone accounts of the people that were protesting. Let me show you here. This is in front of the ministry.
Porque hay policía, porque hay policía, si no somos delincuentes. Porque hay policía.
Why are there police if we're not criminals? We're artists.
Oye, ¿qué pasó?
What was that? Was that a Ministry of Culture official becoming violent with one of the protesters? I believe it was a woman. Was it a woman or was it a man? Doesn't matter. Young kids, man. They all look vegan, right? That's that special Cuban diet and that fasting. I told you we're from the future. It's not by choice, but let's watch that again. I just heard this news. By the way, I was, I work, and I was finishing up work, and then I put on my usual, Cuban channels, and and I saw that this was going on the island today. This was this morning. Let's watch this again. Hold on. And all these bureaucrats are so fat. My God. Oye, ¿qué pasó? Did he take that person's phone? Is that what happened there? I don't understand why you need a Ministry of Culture. I mean, why do you need to administrate, or manage culture? Well, if you're in a communist system, communist dictatorship, you must manage everything. Yep, definitely took his phone because he was, filming him. Oye, ¿qué pasó? I believe that is the actual Minister of Culture. And then he just wants to fight these kids now. Oh, there we go. Let's look at the Bureau of Democracy and Human Rights. Oh, let me see what. Right. Oh, let me zoom in. We are concerned by reports Cuban government officials assaulted peaceful demonstrators seeking freedom of expression and release of detained colleagues. We urge Cuban government to listen to and dialogue with its people instead of resorting to arrest, violence, and cutting off the internet. That's right. Let me see if I can find some news sources because this is happening. The US government is aware of it. This is the US Department of State, a special section where they, they focus on democracy, human rights, and labor rights. But this is a government Twitter account. So the US government is aware of this. Let's see if the media is aware of it. You'll notice the different types of news. Let me stop sharing that screen and let me share this screen. Okay. So let's do a simple Google search for news. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I already, of course, I follow Cuba in my Google News. But you'll notice that today's news have nothing to do, except of course the Castro's news outlet, this Prensa Latina outlet, which is of course, hello Jose, hello to Judia, hey Neil. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But as you see, 4 hours ago, we have Prensa Latina, Cuba's Ministry of Culture ratifies dialogue and rejects provocation. So they're calling the peaceful protest of these kids, these young artists outside, as a provocation and ratifies dialogue with the bootlicking artists. Remember the last time the Movimiento San Isidro had some momentum, but as always, there are infiltrators, there are agents, and there are people that capitulate because of selfish reasons, because they're cowardly, and they basically says, yes, we'll accept a dialogue with the dictatorship, with the Ministry of Culture, whatever that means. So we have here Prensa Latina, and then I'm looking for other news items regarding the protest today. Ooh, Cuban police detain artists during peaceful demonstration honoring writer Jose Marti. um, don't remember that being part of it. I'll go into that one. But as you can see, yeah, 11 hours ago. Yeah. So this is something, the only one that I found today. And I don't think it has anything to do with. Oh, that is interesting. So, yes, Tania Bruguera and Catherine Bisquet were among those detained prior to a peaceful demonstration convened by the 27th and 27th of November. Remember, that's when the protest happened in San Isidro movement in front of the Ministry of Culture in Havana. Cuban state police detained several artists and activists of the 27N movement, including Tania Bruguera and Catherine Bisquet, who planned peaceful homage to the Cuban author and art journalist Jose Marti in front of the Ministry of Culture. Of course, it is these ladies. It's questionable. Mm, I don't know if it's anybody in the chat or in the comments if they know if these are real protesters or they're actually planned by the communist dictatorship. That would be great to know. Protesters or they're actually planned by the communist dictatorship. That would be great to know. I think I'm on your TV. Protesters or they're actually planned by the communist dictatorship. That would be great.
You were on my TV.
All right. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you.
I really do have a lot of work, but I saw you all by yourself, and I said, "Well, let me go join him."
Thank you.
I did too much crying today, so this is a lot for me. This is horrible. What's happening to these kids? I guess it's it's like a roller coaster of emotions, right? So it's hard to see what's happening, because at times you get happy because you feel like it's that spark that maybe it's gonna spark everyone to go out, but not everybody goes out and help them, and so then it's just a few, and then then you start thinking about what's going to happen to them.
Correct. Yeah, it can be a little frustrating,
It is very frustrating.
But I think we just have to keep going, push through. Over here it says, according to 14 Medio, approximately 20 demonstrators had congregated to read a text by Martí, which is the Cuba's apostle. It's one of, you could say he's kind of like the intellectual, like founding father of the current, republic. Yes. He's an important symbol of the nation's struggle for independence from Spain. And it would have been his 168th birthday.
So have you given a summary of, I'm sorry, I'm late, but
That's
just,
okay.
Yeah, just to summarize for everybody that's watching, tomorrow they had the cultural had a concert, or has a concert, in line, and due to this concert, the government knew that there was going to be people that were going to be coming out, and they started arresting part of the movements, of the cultural movements, and some of these artists. Due to these arrests, some of these artists started congregating in front of the ministry this morning. And as more and more people started congregating, then the minister started coming out, and the aggressors started hitting people. And we saw what happened with. Did you see the video that I sent you with the girl that they took off her phone? And
Hold on, wait. I haven't seen that one. Let me
sent
see.
you. Yeah, I texted you, or sent it to you.
I may have played it already.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
yeah. I saw it. Yeah.
So these are the things that happen in our country, and this is why we condemn it, and this is why we continue to fight, and this is why we tell every single government that wants to do any type of business with Cuba,
Oh
shame,
yes.
shame on you.
You know, Otaola touched something interesting today, and that was these visas to go to Cuba from the United States because of cultural reasons. They need to be, well, they should not exist because look what the Ministry of Culture was. That the Minister of Culture himself,
Yes,
the
it
guy
was.
in the blue shirt that knocked down the phone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
don't think you should go to Cuba for cultural reasons if the Minister of Culture is knocking down people's phones.
we
You
need
know,
to we need to make that video viral, and we need to explain to the world who that guy is and what he's doing, because this is why we need the world needs to understand what happens. Only for the only what was she doing? She wasn't doing anything with her phone.
no, of course. I mean, they say that there's freedom of speech and freedom of the press, but you know how that goes.
I don't.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta read this. Oh God, look at these lies. Hold on. Um,
Yeah, they're all lies.
Ministry of Culture on Wednesday ratified its willingness to dialogue with honest creators, while reiterating its refusal to accept provocations to talk with mercenaries. That's right. These young artists that were, peacefully protesting outside and who received violence by the head of the Ministry of Culture because he knocked down that person's phone, right? When they were not doing anything violent. The institution emphasized the issue on a press release by local blah blah blah. Uh-huh. They were supposed to meet the Ming cult, the Ministry of Culture. Ming cult. My God. If this is not 1984, I don't know what is. Were scheduled to meet with three spokespersons of a small group of people who have been characterized by their provocative attitude and their relationship with media paid by U.S. federal agencies. Right. Who pays you, Iskra? Does the CIA pay you? NSA? Department of State?
I swear, if I had a penny for every time that they said that they're paying us, we would be millionaires by
Where
now.
my Bitcoin? I want Bitcoin, United States government, please. However, at the time the meeting was planned, 30 people gathered. It was 20. 30 people gathered in front of the building, so they were asked to leave the place due to the risk of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Have
America,
you have you seen the lines for the chicken in Cuba?
the chicken lines. Hold
The
on.
chicken lines. We need to put those on so people see.
Right, because they care about COVID-19 only when there's peaceful protests, not
Right.
when people are queuing up for their communist rations. Let me see if I can find some. Oh God, some ridiculous like chicken lines. I'll show it to the people later. Hold on, let me keep reading this thing. Okay, but COVID-19, just like they do in California and New York, they're oppressing people. They're taking advantage of the pandemic to do this.
Yeah.
Right? Those protesters request a clarification of the situation of some citizens who, according to them, have been detained in different parts of Havana. Right. They're talking about, hello, Tania Bruguera, Camila Costa, uh, Camila Lobon, Biscay, and Bruguera were among those detained prior to the event. Bruguera and Lobon were released, but Acosta and Biscay are still, whereabouts are still unknown.
Right.
So, yeah, yes. Hey,
Hi,
Yusbel,
Espen.
welcome, my friend.
How's it going, guys?
Good, good, good.
Yeah,
Glad to have you.
Camille was released 3 or 4 hours later,
Okay, Camila.
and yeah, Camila Costa, and
Hmm.
she had a live already, and she's saying everything that happened to her.
Okay.
All
And
right.
essentially, what happened was like she she was held just because she was going uh, to that encounter with all the artists that were trying to have a dialogue with history,
Okay.
and they didn't want to have a dialogue with them,
Right.
and somehow the police was there waiting for them, and they had them in a bus. Most of them, like I think all of them,
Yeah.
most of the guys that were there. Camila was apprehended before getting to the
Yeah.
base, and Amaury.
Mhm.
I don't know what's the stage of Amaury's right now, but I know for sure that Camila is already home, and they told her that she cannot come out until they say that she can.
Yeah. So she's
Essentially, what's
basically
happening is that the the the, the dictatorship is like being more and more aggressive. As you
so
can see,
she's
minister. So what was that?
so she's home. She's arrested at home, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, basically at home they allow her to come out until further
Until further notice.
orders. Yeah, and they told her that the it was from this decision of taking her was because of the high level meaning person. I don't know. Like the government was the
Right.
actual. How can I say that people will understand?
The
Um,
top authorities. We understand.
yeah, the top authorities. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
The government.
And
So like
yeah,
something like the Cuban version of the NSA, like the Ministry of the Interior is what it's
That's
called.
right.
yeah. It wasn't even. I don't think it was even the Ministry of Interior. I think it was pretty much the presidency or something like that.
Oh, that high
Because
level. Okay.
those, yeah, that level I think it was. Because she said that it was like the top level of the government, like they were the ones giving the order. And what other thing I know that I was following everything since the beginning. Like I was in every single um live that I could, and yeah, Yamila has a lot of like insight on it. Like
Mhm.
Yamila was on it from top to bottom. Like she was like in and out, and they had Cuerpo Guardia on for 5 hours, and yeah, they were out, and they have a lot of people on the street too.
So I guess Yamila would be the because I'm reading this the what the Ministry of the Prensa Latina what they published, which is it's obviously like propaganda. But look at what
Mhm.
they called they called people like us and Yamila. Well,
They
what
call
is it over here?
mercenaries.
Yes. During the more than 2 hours that the incidents lasted on Wednesday morning, the media paid by the U.S. government were commenting live on what was happening,
Oh my
reinforcing
goodness, where is my check?
reinforcing the provocative matrix of the counter-revolutionary people.
I
What
want
word salad?
I want where's my money? I haven't seen a single penny yet.
I
I haven't,
swear.
No.
haven't even gotten my $600.
I know, right? I want Bitcoin, I want Ethereum, I want gold.
My account is so hungry. You have no idea.
Let me see.
Oh
The
goodness.
evident intention to materialize a media show. Jesus Christ.
This is funny because this time they changed the game, the rules of the game a little bit. Because what they did is like they showed up with a
With the right,
reporter. Yeah, no, a reporter from the official channels in Cuba, and they were actually making a report about how what they want the people to get. You know, like they were trying to like kind of like blame the incident to our side.
yeah.
They were saying that the protesters are like uh, contrarrevolucionarios, which means anti-communist, and like
Anti-revolutionary. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like they were kind of like putting them as the bad boys,
Mm-hmm.
and the only guy that hit was the first time was the minister, the first and the only time because none of the guys
No,
replied to that,
no.
you know, and
We,
later on they put them into cuffs, I guess, and they put them into the bus,
right.
and
So,
they hit them. They
yeah,
actually hit them before putting them inside the bus.
yeah, yeah. So I was on Temas a lo Loco was with ADN, and I was listening to the whole transmission this morning. And I mean, first of all, they were keeping their distances from each other. They're 6 feet. They were there was no protesting against any. They were just standing there waiting for answers. And the guys, the ministers would come out. They would say, "You have to leave," and then we're not leaving until you let them go. And they're like, "No, we're gonna go talk to them, and we're gonna let them go. We're gonna talk to you. You have we had a meeting, and we're gonna have a meeting." And they're like, "We'll wait for you. We'll wait out here. We're not gonna go inside."
Yeah.
But they were all very peaceful. And they were just doing poetry and singing songs. I mean, they weren't doing anything wrong. Absolutely nothing.
Hello.
So, you know, I
They
mean, to be honest,
try.
the government is at a point. I think they're at a breaking point. To be completely honest, what that proved to me, what that guy did today, proved to me that they are at a breaking point, guys. We are very close.
Desperate. They are
We are
desperate right now.
very close to the end because that proves that they have no dialect to give to these people. They have no way of there's no convincing anymore. There was nothing
Yeah.
he could say to them. There was no communication back and forth. Before, like they used to talk to the people, and the people would understand. Now there's no back and forth. So now their frustration is so much that they have to go and get aggressive. So
Which
that
means,
aggressive,
sorry, it
yeah.
means that we shouldn't stop right now.
No,
The
this is
Cuban
what we
people, they shouldn't
right.
stop. They should keep going at it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. This is when we need to uh, to keep going. They need to keep going.
That's funny because this happened like in Vedado, and then they actually put like troops everywhere. They put like police.
They took,
They say
they
all
took,
over Havana.
yeah, yeah. They took the internet off from everywhere. My son is in Camagüey. Well, my husband's son, he's in Camagüey. They took the internet from out of Cuba for over an hour.
Yeah.
Internet everywhere was off. So tell
Yeah, no,
me,
I was trying my people and I couldn't get a hold of
no, if you have nothing to hide, why are you taking off the internet?
them. Yep.
If you have
Just
nothing to hide, why do you take off the internet from the entire island? Obviously, there's something you're doing wrong that you don't want people to see.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, here we
It's
can see
insane.
Junior
Yeah,
Gutierrez, a reporter. He had to hide his phone under his shirt as they were detaining everyone.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, he was detained as well. He was detained,
Yeah.
and you can hear, if you put audio, you can hear everything that's going on inside the bus.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably relate everything they're saying. They say how many times they were hit, and they were saying, one of them was saying that his phone was destroyed. Uh, there was a girl that she was screaming when she was pulling pull into the bus because they were, I guess they were hitting her or they were like doing something to her. And this guy actually comes to one of them and tells them to shut up. And when they ask him why do I have to shut up, and they say like, because I want you to shut up right now. That's like, it's insane.
Of course. I mean, people over here, like Otola was saying, people over here get to like burn and vandalize, and they even go into the Capitol building. Both sides, right? And not a lot, happens. Aside from the people that lost their lives that day on the Capitol buildings, but it is the Capitol building. But they protest outside for the longest. I mean, there's been so many marches on Washington D.C. There's been many marches and caravans that we've done here ourselves, from the left, from the right, from the crazies, even the gay month. I don't know, gay pride month. Also, there's tons of marches and parades and everything. Try to have a gay pride march in Cuba. If you're not part of the Ministry of Gayness or whatever it is they have over there.
Yeah,
Canis?
you know what?
I don't know what is it.
LGBTQI?
Raul's
Yeah,
daughter.
I just wanted to say, like, they are trying even to hide the big news that is going on right now all over the world about Putin and other protests in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
They're hiding that from the Cubans.
Interesting.
They are hiding that from the Cubans. You know why, no?
So they don't get any idea.
First, they don't want to get any idea, and second, they don't want people to think that Putin is getting banned. Like, they don't want people to think that there is a huge opposition in Russia that is saying stop to be violent and stop to be like to not respect the freedom of speech or even movement. And that's something that we need too. And then when Cubans see that, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, holy shit, if they do it against Putin, which is someone that I know Cubans think that is the biggest player ever or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not with that word, but it is what it is.
He is. I mean, he is. Honestly, I mean, Putin.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, look, I have he put like the cartels of Russia, like he went head on with them, so he's like the
I, no, he's like the head of the mafia, pretty much.
yeah, exactly. So he's a badass. I mean, I don't like him. He's an oppressor. He's a dictator, but he's a badass. You know.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
if people can stand up to him, then we can stand up to anybody. You
exactly.
know.
Especially this president that we have, that for us is nothing. Like I
Absolutely.
know for 80% of the Cubans, or maybe 90,
Don't
and
they don't they no they don't respect the president.
no, not at all.
The only thing that's staying in the way of our people is uh I don't even I think it's our own. I think it's just that fear of change. I think it's just the fear of change, of the unknown, because they don't know
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah,
I because I don't think that they don't respect these people. They know that
yeah.
they're being lied to. They know.
I I I have. I remember I told you that working on a project. I'm gonna take the space and just let you know what is the project about.
Yes,
And,
please.
good.
all I want to do is to show people in Cuba how what people in North America think about the communists, and I want to do it in a way that it's like a conversation, and how people are living their lives here compared to the lives in Cuba,
Mhm.
and getting the education out of it. And then what we're just waiting for the government to say yes to us for the lockdown, because there is a lockdown here. But as soon as we can go on the streets, I'm starting this new channel that we have the name already, and we have already the name, and the name is the Real Cuba.
Nice.
Then you guys have the premiere here.
Oh,
We're
nice.
just waiting, and we're probably doing it live. We're probably doing it live, and we're gonna. I think it's gonna be a great idea.
I agree. I think it's wonderful. I
Yeah,
think it's wonderful. So you're gonna go out to the streets and just show people what their day-to-day lives it's like in another country, basically.
exactly. And more when I know that pretty much from 60 to 80% of of Canadians in this area live, they've been to Cuba.
They've been to Cuba.
You
Good.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Very good.
guys, it was nice to talk to you. Thanks so
Yeah.
much.
It was
It,
a pleasure. I
it's
have to
always
go.
a pleasure.
I have a lot of work. I just can't wait to not leave my friend by himself. I saw him all by his lonesome, and I was like, oh no,
No,
I
great job,
Thank you,
guys.
guys. No
Great
problem.
job you're doing, and I really
we
love the fact that someone is
we need
speaking
to
loud
we,
and clear, loud
yeah
and
we need
clear
to
in English.
this
Oh,
is
before you guys go, I want to let the people know
mm-hmm,
that things are moving forward. Check this out. This is a tweet by Herman Turch, who is a European parliamentarian from Spain.
mm-hmm,
Um, and this is what he says that today the Cuban dictatorship has once again launched into crime against the people themselves. We will demand in the European Parliament that the European Commission apply once and for all
Oh,
the
let me look.
democratic clause and suspend its agreement with Cuba that only
Wow.
benefits a communist apparatus that mocks what has been signed. That's right.
What's his name so I can look him up? Yeah, Herman. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind
Cut the
of
money. Cut the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look him up because he's okay. So yeah, I'll look him up and
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him too.
I think right now. I think he's the only one standing up for
Yeah.
young people
well, but we need to take
in the
advantage of
European.
that. We need to take advantage of anybody that's up there that's standing up for us because there's very little. There aren't too many
Yeah,
of
Facts.
us.
yeah,
That's true. That's so true.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess they don't know what it is. We know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all what we can do. We have to fight it because we know what it is. They have to ask us. We don't have to ask them. You
Right.
know, that's the way it is.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay, guys, I
Yeah.
gotta go.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank
You
you so
too.
Bye.
much for joining.
Bye-bye. Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
everyone,
Good night.
for tuning in. And until next time. Let me see here.